Through my years of watching South Park, I have noticed something. The kids in South Park are pretty fucking awful as a whole, but some of them, like Kyle Broflovsky, Ken McCormick, Stan Marsh, and others, have redeeming qualities, all except for Eric Cartman. The little guy would basically screw over his so-called quote-unquote friends for a cheesy poof, and he has committed more crimes. And he has committed like a lot of crimes, and I mean a lot. Hey everyone, Keelan Mackay, writer Nathan here, and today I will be discussing the top 10 reasons why Eric Cartman from South Park should be arrested. For this top 10, I will be discussing the worst crimes that Eric Cartman has done. I will also be having Cartman tried as an adult since he has the mental capacity of an adult. And I will be looking over Colorado state laws since South Park is a fictional town in the state of Colorado and what their sentencing is. And here we go. Number 1. Assault. There are tons of examples of Cartman assaulting people and beating the ever-loving snot out of them, but one example, it was in the Coon and Friends trilogy, was when he assaults Mosquito with finger blades, and in my honest opinion, those finger blades count as a deadly weapon. Assault with a deadly weapon, it carries a 32-year prison sentence. Number 9. Drug possession. In the episode Crack Baby Athletic Association, Cartman is revealed to have a lot of crack cocaine. Most likely this is mainly a misdemeanor amount. So he would basically get a 1.5-year sentence in the county jail. Number 8. Theft. Cartman has stolen a lot of stuff over the years in various episodes. So I'm just going to have to lump all of this together, and basically this would land him in prison for a good 24 years. Number 7, arson. In Butt Out, Cartman and his friends take up smoking as a means of not becoming like the actors in an anti-smoking play. And when they're about to be caught by Mr. Mackey, they hide their cigarettes in a dumpster. However, because the cigarettes were not extinguished properly, it starts a fire that burns down the school. I know he did this with Stan, Kyle, and Kenny, but I'm assuming that it's just him, and arson carries a 12-year prison sentence. Number 6, grave robbing. Grave robbing basically means they're stealing something off of a person's corpse, but in this situation, they just took the corpse of Kyle's grandmother. This also implies the charge of abusing a corpse, which carries a max sentence of a year in prison. Number 5, not kidnapping. In the episode Casa Bonita, Cartman falsely imprisons Butters so he can go to Kyle's birthday party in Casa Bonita, which is like the Disneyland of Mexican restaurants. However, he is caught by Miss Broflovsky, and he actually does get arrested and sentenced to a year in juvenile detention. What should have happened was that Cartman should have been given 24 years in prison. Number 4, piracy. In the episode, there was this one episode where Cartman and the others went to Somalia and became pirates themselves. Now, even though the episode took place in Somalia, there was a man from the country who was charged with piracy and sentenced to 33 years in a U.S. prison. So yeah, Cartman would be looking at 33 years in prison. Number 3, breaking and entering. Cartman has been known for breaking and entering into other people's homes, mainly that of Kyle Broflovsky. Breaking and entering carries a 6-year prison sentence. Number 3, rape. In the episode Cartman Sucks, Cartman forced sexual acts on Butters, this would be considered sexual assault without force, and this carries not only an 8-year prison sentence, and he would have to become a registered sex offender. Number 2, Resisting arrest. In Cartman's silly hate crime 2000, he ran from the police with Kenny in his Ford Bronco in a really slow speed chase, so he'd basically be in prison for 3 years. And here we are with 10 dishonorable mentions. Dishonorable mention number 1, embezzlement. When he became the leader of his own church, Cartman basically cons his followers that they're paying to support the church, but in actuality he's using the money for himself. Dishonorable mention number 2, credit fraud and identity theft. In numerous episodes, it's been revealed that Cartman has been using his mother Leanne's credit card to pay for stuff, which is basically credit fraud and identity theft. Dishonorable mention number 3, medical terrorism. In the episode Tonsil Trouble, after becoming infected with HIV during a botched tonsillectomy, Cartman decided to infect Kyle with HIV as a means of getting back at Kyle for laughing at the situation, because Kyle thought that Cartman had finally gotten his just punishment. Dishonorable mention number 4, war crimes. During the time where the boys participated in a Civil War reenactment, he leads the South to a victory, and they basically raid the town of South Park, causing mayhem of all sorts. Dishonorable mention number 5, unlicensed surgery. In one episode, Cartman did an unlicensed liposuction on an overweight Butters. Dishonorable mention number 6, hate crimes. In Cartman's silly hate crime 2000, he ended up hitting Token Black with a rock, and there was also the time where he tried to do lots of anti-Semitic hate crimes towards Kyle. Dishonorable mention number 7, armed robbery. And Cartman basically pulls a handgun on Kyle for wanting the quote-unquote Jew gold around his neck. And I don't think he got that gun legally. Dishonorable mention number 8, obstruction of criminal investigation. In Scott Tenorman Must Die, Cartman absconded with the corpses of Mr. and Mrs. Tenorman from the crime scene. Dishonorable mention number 9, attempted murder. In the episode Toilet Paper, Cartman attempted to murder Kyle Borflovsky with a wiffle bat, which was unfortunately unsuccessful. Dishonorable mention number 9, animal abuse. Cartman has developed a habit of hitting numerous various animals with a stick and being generally abusive towards animals. Dishonorable mention number 10, murder by proxy. In the same episode, Scott Tenorman Must Die, Cartman orchestrated the deaths of Scott's parents by fooling Bill Jenkins that violent pony killers were in the area, and Mr. Jenkins has been known for shooting trespassers on sight. You ready? Number 1, murder. Cartman has murdered several people, such as in the episode Scott Tenorman Must Die. Cartman had a hand in the deaths of Mr. and Mrs. Tenorman, and had their corpses ground up and fed into chili, which was then fed into Scott. So that's basically enforced cannibalism. And there was also the time in The Last of the Mohicans, in where Cartman kills Mexican immigrants using a taser and a puddle of water. Cartman should get a life sentence for that. So that sums it all up. Next time I will be discussing the top 10 reasons why Police Chief Clancy Wiggum from The Simpsons should be arrested. This is Keyblade Mackay Writer Nathan signing off. See you later.